and I'm just gonna be real with you now. Like it was mainly just getting support from people, making sure that my music was put out the correct way. I've never really been blessed to have proper management.
I want to say a pleasant welcome to Zola to Vincy Internet Radio.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you doing? Thank you for having me. I want to say big up to all my Vincy Massive locked on right now. It's a pleasure being here.
You're welcome. Now we're going to start by asking you before I pass you over to the host for today. Tell us a little bit about Zola. Tell my listeners all about Zola.
Okay, well, guys, I am from the beautiful island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Was raised in St. Vincent from the age of 2. Born in Trinidad, and my mom is Vincentian, and she took me to St. Vincent as a baby. I started my career, kicked off in 2004 when I migrated to the British Virgin Islands. I lived there for 2 years. I did a lot of bands. I performed with Signal Band at the time. My career actually took off in 2007 with my first song, Go Down Low, my second song, Wine Upon Me, which and my third consecutive hit, More Water. So from 2007 to 2010, I had 3 consecutive hits, and I've been representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines ever since. I was actually also raised in Camden Park. That's where I'm originally from. And yeah, I've been doing music for quite some time. Yeah.
Now pass you over to my host for this evening, Mr. Moulton Says.
Hey, Zola, welcome to Vincy Internet Radio. Welcome to Strictly Vincy. It's Moulton here.
Hi, Moulton. How you doing?
Not too bad. It's been a long time.
Yes.
During your time there, you came up with that big hit, Go Down Low. And I think right after that, you took 7 to 8 years hiatus from the industry. Can you tell us a little bit what was going on around that time?
Actually, I never took a hiatus. I'm just gonna be real with you. I did have my first 3 consecutive hits in 3 consecutive years, which most soca artists don't really get to do that. Whether it be from St. Vincent or outside of St. Vincent. What I could truly say about my situation is that life happened and I just didn't get a lot of the support. And I'm just gonna be real with you now. Like it was mainly just getting support from people, making sure that my music was put out the correct way. I've never really been blessed to have proper management, honestly, whether people want to believe it or not. And it's coming from the actual horse's mouth. So I'm telling you straight up, like I've never really had good management. I've been through a lot in this music industry. And I honestly didn't intend, it was never my intention to take a hiatus. I've been fighting for years.
Mm-hmm. So you've been pretty much
trying to put my music out there, and there's nothing that I can do if I am not being received by certain people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you that you've been received by us, the fans, because we really kind of missed that period there when we weren't hearing anything about you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. No, I was saying that we miss you as a fan, because we when we weren't hearing anything about you, we miss you as a fan. We miss Zola because you came out with that Go Down Low, and I think you came out with your second one, your second song there. And like everybody
I came up with Wine Upon Me. I've been thinking about you, baby.
Yes.
Oh, you really drive me crazy. Yeah. And then I had More Water. Take a look at me, baby. Hold me body, you're calling. Cause I'm feeling so thirsty. And my temperature rising. More water, more water, more water. All 3 songs written by me.
Mm-hmm. And that makes you special. I'm going to go away from what I was previously saying. That makes you special because when you sing, you have this melody at the end of your voice, of your vocals. What vocal training, professional training have you had?
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
No, I was saying with your vocals, you have this fine-tuned vocals at the end, which makes you unique from every other female singer that I know. At the end, it's always like a flavory vocal. What did you have any professional vocal training?
Oh no, I've never had professional vocal training. I was actually born with my talent.
Okay.
Never had vocal training, music training, or anything of the sort. Everything that I've produced, all my ideas, especially my first hits, were all written by me and all pre-composed by myself. And I want to say big up to people like Kobayashi, people like Perry Jack that did the Wine Upon Me. These amazing people from Simmons and the Grenadines. But all these creations came from me. Literally, I had no help, and they were just my creation, and my talent has been given to me by God.
All right, because you started singing at a very young age, especially with the band Signal.
Yeah, I started at the age of 17, actually. And then I kind of branched off I think I did like 2 years with the band, or about a year and some. And then I branched off with a solo career, and started kind of like bouncing around, trying to do my own thing and establish myself, which ended up working out anyway.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say are some of the early struggles that you had prior to putting out the record, the Wine Upon Me?
I would just say life. I mean, I was going through a really rough patch. I mean, St. Vincent, I mean, everybody go through roughness, like rough patches in life. Like, I mean, I kind of really just don't want to go back to old stuff. Like, I had a really hard life in St. Vincent. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I had a really hard life. It was never bed of roses for me. I got a lot of fight down, a lot of jealousy. It's a lot. And I never really had no family to really support me throughout my journey. You understand what I'm saying? I never really got much support, period, from anybody. Everything that I've achieved is because of no other but the Almighty Father. And I owe nobody no thanks but God at this point.
True. No, yeah. I was saying prior to this that you came back this time like really stronger than ever. And I can see like the energy in you this time around putting out those songs. I saw a clip of you working in the studio and you wanted to nail things to perfection. Is that the attitude you're really having this time around?
Yeah, this is the attitude I do have it this time around. And I mean, in general, in my life, right now, I'm just like, I had surgery March 17th of this year, almost died. Nevertheless, I didn't really care too much about who was there, who wasn't there. Cause like I said, I never really had, as much as people know me as an artist and see me, people assume a bunch of things, talk a bunch of things, and nobody really asks or cares to ask. But I'm not blessed with family or support. And everything that I am, everything that's going on in my life right now is I owe nobody but God thanks and everything to him, because I almost passed in March. I came out. I got a job. Next thing you know, I'm a manager. Next thing you know, I'm a regional manager right now here in New York City for a major company here. I'm doing pretty well for myself by the grace of God. And of course, I'm still finishing my album. I'm still doing my music. It's just that nothing can be done without coins. It's all about the coins these days. And I'm just trying to get myself together because my life has not been easy. It's been a crazy roller coaster. And to be able to put out music and still eat royalties and still have a name for myself some way, somewhat, a lot of respect based on my hard work. I'm never going to forget who I am and what I'm about. So I'll definitely be back out. I'm definitely working on my album, guys. Everybody's locked on, but it's just going to take a tad bit more of time. And with that being said, I also want to say, like, for the past 11 years, I've been in this country in New York City. I've put out music every single year. I have a track record. You could see everything on YouTube. You could go on my SoundCloud.com/Zoelah Music. That's SoundCloud.com/ZOELAH Music. And you can see all my songs that's there. It's just that, I mean, the support, that's the problem. And what can I do? But thank you.
Yeah, Zola, don't you know? I just want you to know that you have a fan base out here. We're family to you, you know. So don't think that you don't have family support. We're a family support,
I know,
and
and I miss you
especially
guys in Canada.
right at Vinci Internet Radio, we do try our best to push the people that need to be pushed. You know, so don't worry. You know, we're like family, and we're happy that you have recovered from whatever you were going through when you were your surgery and stuff like that. So our prayers go out to you still, and keep firm, because we do respect your music. Because I'm telling you, like when you came out there, like everybody was, even though you were born in Trinidad, we're claiming you as Vinci. We don't care where
Yeah,
the
and
world
you know,
go, we're claiming you.
even when I performed in the Soca Monarch, even to this day, nobody sees me as a Trinidadian. They see me as a Vincentian, and I see
Right.
myself as a Vincentian. And I represent everything that I am, everything that I do on an everyday basis, from the way I cook to the way I do certain things, is all the Vinci way. I was raised in Simmons from a baby, and that is the main culture that I know, and that's the main culture that I reside with. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, Simmons is my home and forever will be. I do miss the public. I do miss everybody in Canada. I know that Canada has always been one of my biggest fan base outside of New York and London, places like New York and London, for example. So I do miss everybody in Canada, and I really appreciate all the support that I've gotten over the years. Because with that being said, there are people that do care about me and look out for me and look for my music. So I want to say big up to all my fans and everybody that continue to give me that love and support.
All right. So you're based in New York now, right?
Yeah, I'm based here in New York at the moment.
How
Yeah.
how challenging is it to do soca music based in New York? I know a couple of guys are doing it, and have to put it out back home in
Um,
Sweden.
yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, because in the beginning I wasn't really properly documented here. So it barred a lot of things for me to get to travel, and I lost a lot of money along the way. But now that I'm documented, now that I'm able to move around, I'm just trying to like gauge myself to get prepared to jump back out there again and do the music. Um, I think it's not as lively as it should be here in New York, and then we had a whole pandemic and all that kind of stuff. But it's not gonna stop nothing. I know God has a plan, so
Mhm, mhm,
yeah.
mhm. Okay, I'm gonna let you jump in there, and then I'm gonna get back to you. All right.
Okay.
Welcome to Vinci Internet Radio again. I want to ask you, how do you get your inspiration to write in music? What inspire you to write music?
Well, for one, I always just love music since I was a little girl. I always knew that I wanted to be a singer. And I just go off real experiences and real vibes. Like Go Down Low was about my very, very first boyfriend. I mean, all these songs was about guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like when I started, I wanted to be myself. I wanted to resonate with people. And I remember when I started with the band Signal, people were trying to compare me to Destra and other people, and I wasn't really feeling it. I wanted people to know Zola, and so I figured the best way to for them to know me was to be myself. And I'm a very loving person. I'm a very kind person, and it's just that people don't really take the time to know me. But one thing about me, I'm very in tune with my sexuality. I'm very in tune with my womanly self. So I do just go off of live inspiration. So if I might hear something or there's something that went on and it made me feel really good, a lot of times I get my inspiration from just being happy.
I play a lot of your music on this station, and it seemed that every time I play a couple of your songs, because I try to play a couple of the songs, the meter goes up, and I think you're very popular in Europe. Can you say that one of your best feedbacks is from Europe?
Yeah, I do have a lot of fan base in Europe. Definitely. I actually have an upcoming interview in 5 days in London that's coming up. And I guess this producer who produced for oh my God, what is this guy name? JDX producer, is the one that gave me that link because they needed some soca artists or whatnot. So I do have another interview coming up in 5 days for London. So yeah, I would agree that I do have a good fan base in London itself. But overall, I do have a good fan base everywhere, internationally and all. Even here in New York City, like once people realize who I am, the love is just so much. Canada, of course, even places like Jamaica and Atlanta and just different places that you wouldn't think. Places like Anguilla, um, they love me over there. It's just amazing and a blessing.
You seem to be singing a lot of thought-provoking songs. This one, for example. How do you come about writing these thought-provoking songs?
Provocative songs. Well, I'm like I said earlier, I'm a person who's not afraid to express myself. I'm very real. I try to keep it 150 because at 100 people still be lying. But yeah, I try to be very real. I am that. I know sex sells, and I never wanted it to be where I had to take off my clothes literally on stage and expose too much of my body. So the best way to sell sex is verbally and creatively verbally within my music. So that's one of the reasons that's how I sell sex, basically, by being provocative with my words, but at the same time in a double meaning kind of fashion.
Very, very creative.
Yeah.
As we see, you have to read between the lines.
Of course, you got to read between the lines, and it's only for big people.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about when you sit down to write. Do you write your songs while in the bathroom? Do you get a melody and do you get a rhythm? How do you start composing a song? Or you just get an idea and you put lyrics to the idea?
In the beginning, when I started music, I just got the idea and kind of came up with the idea of the music in my head. As once I became established and, of course, I have a name for myself, I would get hit up from different producers. I used to be a scratch artist. I am a scratch artist by heart, but these days, everything is on rhythms and beats. And so now, I do. If somebody sends me a beat and I'm rocking with it, it could be anywhere. It could be in the bathroom, or I'm a person, I like to sit down and play close detail to what I want to say. Even though people be like, oh, you could sing crap these days and people love it. I still want to make sure that my content has a lot of quality as far as what I'm saying, as far as the message. So there's really no specific place that I would choose to do right. It could be anywhere. It could be a quiet moment. It could be in the living room. It could be in the kitchen. It could be just before I go to sleep, I'm listening to music and then I come up with another piece of the idea and I jot it down, and before you know it, I have a whole song put together.
Yeah, thanks, Sip. So Zola, I've seen you've been doing some work with, and I call him one of my favorite artists, really. I love the guy. I love the way he does his work. He can write just about any subject. Problem Child. How is it working with him, the master?
Oh, Problem Child. I mean, working with him was awesome. On top of that, the fact that me and Problem Child always was pretty cool in the beginning of my career, and when he had a few songs around that time too, and we did do shows outside of Simbis together, Canada, Atlanta, different places. He's a pretty cool, chill person, and I'm just proud and happy to know that two of us that came from the same sister island, that we were able to work together. Problem Child is an amazing person to me, and I'm blessed and really happy that he gave me an opportunity. He wrote that song for me, You Alone, and we did work on other projects that are not actually released as yet. But yeah, everything so far to me from what I know is amazing. It's going well. We have no problems, and I'm just waiting for us to come up with the next dates of these next releases. Songs already been recorded and everything, and all these songs were written by Problem Child himself. But so far, as you know, the You Alone on the Beach Chair Rhythm. That's already out on YouTube. That song did pretty well, and I was really happy to be a part of that project.
Let's take a listen to that one.
Don't want nobody else.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Problem child. I think you'll be in our program in the next few weeks or so, coming up, because I love his style. I love his, and I also love the way that you write. Like Sip mentioned, you're right. I'm not gonna say a lot of loose language, but this is soca. Like you have to be able to interpret it your way. The only thing, like, you said you love your tongue man, but I'm a country man.
Well, that one was written by me. That one was definitely written by me. But the You Alone was written by Problem Child, and I just sang it, basically. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody else that may be wondering, You Alone was written by Problem Child. The Tongue Man was written by myself. Go Down Low, More Water Wine Upon Me was written by me. And all the other songs to come probably gonna be written by me.
But you do have another one, Roman Party, I think. With Problem.
Romance and Party was written by Problem Child, and that was a collaboration between me and him, which turned out to be a really awesome project. I love it. It's still within my own playlist today. And I think a lot of people received that particular collaboration really well between us.
Okay, so you being based in New York, and you also have this R&B flavor in your voice. Have you ever try to, or is it in your plan to do either a collab with an R&B artist, or you going over into R&B general, doing something there, touching something there?
Yeah, it's been in my plan. I have tried, you know what I'm saying, but there was a lot of struggle going on in my life that people don't know about, and I don't think anybody cares. I'm just being real. And I've gotten to the point, a place in my life that I'm at now. After my surgery and everything, I came out and I didn't come out the same. And like I said, and I keep saying that everything that I am and everything that I have now, I owe it to God and nobody else. So it's all about his plan, and I'm gonna go with his plan because I have done so much. I've worked really hard. I've tried to be good. I've tried to do the right thing. I've tried to please people. I've done it all, and it never worked. And people still have something bad to say, or it was never good enough. And with God, I don't have to worry about a thing. So if it's in his plan that I'm gonna reap everything that I deserve, that was taken from me in the beginning, that's what's gonna happen. So I would say that I'm still open, and right about now at this point, I'm actually literally just trying to get myself together for the first time in 11 years, because it was a struggle, a whole decade of it in this country. The thing about it, people see you post up pictures, especially when you're living out here, and they think it's all great. It's so great out here for you, and it's not. But like I'm saying, I'm literally just trying to get myself together. So I feel like when I get settled the right way, probably in a few months, I've already been talking about it with my significant other about getting back into music. I have so much plans, but I have to be more settled. And then when I do that, I'll be able to jump back out again. I hope I'm being received. I know people still love me or whatnot, but I'm going to give it another shot. So don't worry. Let's see what God has in store.
Zola, look, I can only talk to you from a person outside looking in. I think you're amazingly strong character. Like what folks have to realize, especially folks who are listening or who are going to watch this program, when you broke out it was 2004, you broke out with a lot of hit songs around you. Like there was Leave Me Alone, there was Scorpion, You Looking Fine, and all those things, and you still pulled through, and you still got to mainstream soca music, and all that stuff. So I don't see why you can't replicate that right now. So, my encouragement to you is that you're amazingly strong, and fans are still expecting you. We're still waiting to receive you again, like 2004. So, I'm happy that when I saw that you're back in the music business, and we talked and we said, okay, let Zola needs your strength, and like you said, in Canada, we love you, man. So just keep on working, and work real hard. And, in the industry, like, as you know, people are always going to talk, whether you do good,
Yeah.
whether you do bad, So you're always going to be one of the top female calypsonian from St. Vincent, because prior to you, we didn't have the what's her name there yet. You were the first biggest female artist to break out.
Yeah.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Or the name I was looking for is Fire Empress. Yeah.
Pat Reggae.
Pat Reggae was the calypsonian one who really started the female trend, and then you have Chanel and those stuff. But you actually went, into
I'm the one that really bust out big and been international and still international. I'm loved by people all over the world. Like just yesterday, somebody hit me from Rwanda. I have one of my songs that's going to be on my album. It's from Kenya. The beat is from Kenya. I am highly recognized in Afghanistan, Israel. A lot of places love me, and not just because the way I sing to them is not really soca. You understand? So I know that I just have to trust God's plan. I have to trust God's plan and see what happens. Sometimes it happens quicker for some than others. You understand what I'm saying? But not for nothing, I trust that I will get back to my music. And it's just by God's grace, and it's on His time. And I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna go with His flow. He's the captain of my ship.
Mm-hmm. So, which is your most successful song to date that people really gravitate towards?
The Go Down Low, the Wine Upon Me, mainly the Wine Upon Me. And it's funny, like some people have their own hits, like Body Sway, for example, which is crazy. Some people like Bam Bam. Right now, Twist My Love is a major favorite. That's the song they hit me up from Africa about. Twist My Love, which was produced by Mill Beats from Trinidad. And not for nothing, the songs that's coming now, the songs that I'm gonna break back out again with is nothing compared to what I started with. So I'm hoping that everything goes well when the time comes.
So Go Down Low is my favorite, and if people want to understand, like, who haven't heard it or who haven't really took it in before, can you give us a little a cappella? Because I think that song brings out your vocals like really unique the most. So give us a little a cappella, like a 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I got a little cold. Okay, let me see.
No problem. You can do it.
Boy, I like the way you move. I like the way you go with your sexy vibe. You put me in the mood. But if you want to love me, baby, you will have to go down low. I want you to go down low. Down to the ground, go down low, baby. I want you to go down, yeah, down low, go down low. Shaman, go down low.
Wicked. Before Sid comes in, are you planning to do any collab with any female artists?
Yeah, I actually have a song that as a part of my album that I've considered 2 females actually, because I wanted to actually have somebody collaborate on that one song from each Caribbean country. So that's the most I'm gonna say for right now. When I really thought about it business-wise, maybe it wouldn't be a great idea, but just for the sake of, kind of forming new connections and building new bridges with different people, I feel like it's still within the works for me. So I still do want to collaborate with um a female artist or two or three, it doesn't matter. And I'm not necessarily looking for the biggest name in anything, because everybody deserves a chance. There are a lot of great artists out here that are not being heard because of who you know and who you may not know, and just because you're not out there, stuff like that. So, and there are pretty good artists who are already out there that I would definitely absolutely love to collaborate with, if they would like that, basically. So
Because one of your songs, I think you collaborate with a Chutney artist.
oh, that was RT from Trinidad. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
while back.
yeah, it's a remix from back
And
then.
that gained me a lot of respect within the Indian market, by the way. So I want to say big up to the Indian massive, everybody residing in Canada, the Trinidadian massive, the Jamaicans, the Vincies. I mean, it's just amazing, like, to get love from not just my home. And I want people to remember that we as soca artists, we don't just represent where we come from. We represent a whole culture.
True,
And we
because
represent a whole culture that is being
West
loved and
Indies 50
appreciated by, we
Yeah.
represent a culture that's being loved and
Absolutely.
appreciated by Americans and people who have no idea what it is like to even be West Indian. So we should be proud of that and not point fingers, and just continue to support our artists locally and internationally.